There's one main problem that I see when it comes to successful men and them accomplishing their dream dating life. So if you're a man and you feel like you are at least somewhat successful, you have some level of physical attractiveness, and you've probably had at least some experience with women, but you don't have your dream relationship right now, I want to explain why that is. But more importantly, towards the end of this video, what you need to actually do to solve that problem, because I've helped maybe 700, 800 plus men at this point go through that process. And the recurring problem that I see is that successful men, they put a lot of time into their self-development journey. They're building up a business, a brand. They've been focused on their career, and they've already had some level of success with women. But the real problem is that even if you live in a major city, if you are a successful dude, to genuinely have your dream partner, there's a very high standard because you've already excelled in these other areas of your life. You've been successful, you have confidence, you've gotten experience with women. So you do feel entitled to being with a very attractive, high quality woman. But the problem is that when you're going through your day-to-day right now, you don't really see that many of these type of women. And I thought when I moved to Miami, it was just going to be everywhere. Like that was actually my belief system. I was like, okay, it's just because I'm in Jersey, and then when I moved to Miami, it's going to be like that. And even after spending 6 months in Miami, the first 3 months I was running around, I was all excited. But after being here for now 12 months, I can tell you, I'm out every single day, and I genuinely don't see that many women that I'm like, whoa, that's my dream girl. Like, I just don't see it. Honestly, days can go by, weeks can go by, and I don't see that. I have a very high standard of what I want in my own life. And it's not that a lot of these women don't necessarily fit my own standard per se, but as you become more and more successful and you actually have a decent amount of experience dating, you're gonna actually become relatively picky, right? You will be selective as a dude. And I think that's where the initial problem occurs, is that as a successful man, the person that you want in your life to actually be your wife, we naturally are pretty picky. So when you go through your day-to-day, especially if you're not out that much because you're mainly focused on going to the gym, spending all of your time in your business, and you're rarely out and about, maybe a little bit you are, but you just don't see that many women that actually fit the criteria to be your wife, right? And so the problem with all of that is now we're walking around with a very, very selective standard. And so maybe you'll encounter 1, 2, 3 of these women in a week. And trust me, if you are not already in rhythm of approaching and interacting and dating, and you've just been hyper-focused in the logical mode, working on your business and stuff, it's really hard to just flip the switch and go after that girl. It's even harder. Like, some of you guys might actually go after the girl, but here's the thing, is that if you're only approaching 1 girl, 2 girls, even 3 girls a week, how could you really build the skill set? You can't really get into momentum. You can't really build a skill set. You're walking around closed off from the majority of the world. All right. And this is one of the biggest problems I see, is that when I sit down on consultation calls with successful men and I break down their day-to-day, they tell me, like, I date women, but I'm not with the hottest women right now. And then when I break down their day-to-day, really what it comes down to is they're on online dating and they don't match with the 9s and the 10s. And then in their day-to-day, they either don't go out that much, or even if they're out, they probably only see 1 or 2 of these girls a week, and they're just simply not in momentum because, I mean, rightfully so. Like, we're focused on higher priority tasks in our day-to-day, and that's what we've learned as men. If we're building up a business, we're focused on content or a career or whatever the thing is like we have higher priority shit going on, right? And so it makes sense. However, you need to start to switch your mindset up, because if you've already built some of these other pillars up, you're gonna need to realize, hey, I haven't put that much time into my dating life. I haven't put that much time into cold approach. I haven't put that much time into online dating. I'm not saying you need to do cold approach. I'm not saying you need to do online dating. But if you're not putting time into any of these type of lead generations, then you're really not going to actually have opportunity to interact with attractive women that could end up getting into a relationship with you. So first thing is a mindset shift of, hey, I need to put in a little bit more time into this. And I'm not saying it's a lot. I'm talking about a couple hours a week total. I'm talking about maybe 2 to 3 hours a week total. That's all. Okay. And I know you have that much time. I know you bullshit on social media, even if you're a hardworking dude. I know you bullshit with TV and with friends and with other things. I'm just telling you, we need to put at least 2 to 3 hours a week into the skill set of lead generation. Now, you can evaluate if you want to do online or in person or even a hybrid of both. I always was the believer in the in-person approach, because I genuinely think that a lot of dudes, especially if you're shorter or you're not super decked out model-esque, it can be difficult to match with some of these women online, especially if you're not in a major city. All right. However, every girl is at some point out in the street, day to day, at the grocery store, at the farmer's market, at the yoga studio, at the dog park. They're out. At some point, they're out. And if you have the skill set and you look presentable, you can pretty much have no competition in the daytime. I'm not saying for sure you're going to get that girl. It will still be somewhat challenging. But if you actually put time into going out and approaching, and again, we're talking 2+ hours a week out in the field collectively. That could be in 30-minute bursts. That could be you going for your afternoon walk on your commute, on your way to lunch. That's you going an extra few blocks, walking around the town on your way to the gym. That's going to the grocery store or the farmer's market on the weekend. That's taking an afternoon stroll down by the water. It doesn't matter where it is, but you're going out into your city with the sole intention of, if I see women, I'm going to go up and approach. Now, here's the kicker. You don't wait until you see your dream girl. The skill set is built with repetition. We're not waiting until it's the buzzer beater, game is on the line to shoot the shot. And that's where a lot of these hyper successful guys go wrong, is they have this belief system that most of these women, I don't actually want to go on dates with them, right? I don't want to date these girls, so I'm not going to talk to these girls because it's a waste of time. But it's not, because you're not ever building a skill set otherwise. So you either need to put a little bit more focus into online dating and really, really go above and beyond to deck out your profile, or you're going to need to at least collectively 2 hours a week be out in the field approaching 10 to 20 women for the week. And keep in mind, they do not all need to be 9s and 10s. And in fact, what I would say is if you're actually going to be out 2+ hours a week, you're probably only going to find a couple that are actually suitable to even go on dates and be in a relationship with. And if you're in a smaller city, it might be even lower. Now, we could sit and cry about these statistics, or we can accept that, hey, these are actually the statistics. And because of this, instead of waiting till the game is on the line to shoot the shot, I'm going to be in the gym practicing when the game is not on the line and the shot doesn't really matter, as a means of practicing the shot and building the skill set and working on my form so I can actually hit the shot when it's game time. Translation: if I'm out for 2 hours a week outside getting steps in, socializing and approaching 7s and 8s consistently, and then the occasional 9 and the hyper occasional 10, well, now I'm actually in rhythm, because I was shooting earlier this morning at the gym, and then I was shooting at the warm-up before the game even started, and I was shooting in the game. And then when the game was on the line, when that one shot really, really mattered, I'm actually in rhythm and I have confidence where I can execute on that. That's what it comes down to. So again, I'm not saying quit your job and go all in on pickup and cold approach. I'm not even saying you need to do cold approach. I personally think it's a life-changing skill set and has so many benefits outside of just landing your dream girl. It genuinely increases your confidence. It helps you with your communication. It helps you get over fear of rejection, judgment from other people. You can actually build a social circle that way. It will also teach you how to make male friends, because you're out being social anyway. So now when there's guys around at the gym or these other places, you connect with those people too. It becomes a lifestyle skill set that only needs to be utilized 2+ hours a week. I am not saying you need to quit your career. I'm saying, dude, like, you need to put in 2 hours a week. You haven't prioritized it enough. Let's take the 2 hours away from the TV and the bullshit that you're doing in your week anyway, because you work so hard and you need to unwind a little bit, and put that into online dating and in-person daytime interaction. Strategically, in small bursts, in the places in your city where there could be people. And that could mean Target, that could mean the shopping strip plaza where there's a Sephora, a Starbucks, and a Target. Dude, there's gonna be women coming in and out of these places, shopping in these areas. You don't need to be at the club till 4 a.m. Trust me, this is the exact structure that I help a lot of dudes with, all right? I help busy men and they don't have time to go to the club. This is the strategy that we actually do to get them results. They'll start getting dates from online dating. You get some momentum building that way. You start getting some social interaction in your day-to-day with the 7s and the 8s. You start getting numbers. Maybe you're not super excited about these women, but we're starting to build a skill set. And then 1 to 2 times a week, the really attractive girl is there. And now we're in momentum and you have the skill set and you know how to go out and execute on that girl, and you can actually land a quality date with that woman. And the final part of this is you build a social circle simultaneously. You invite the men and the women that you meet throughout your day-to-day, and now you invite them to an event, and they bring their friends, and you could also get a warm introduction to meet a really attractive girl that way too. We just hooked up my close friend with Doha's female friend. We could tell that they were going to be a good fit together, and we actually introduced them. Right? So my friend who was out being social met me, and then I introduced him to the girl he's now dating. That's a big win right there too. These are the different mindset shifts, and as well as the strategy you're going to need to implement in your day-to-day. Now, I think the other big problem with this is that men who have been focused on their career, they haven't ever needed to go out and learn cold approach. So for them to take those first couple steps, it's very intimidating. They don't have enough accountability. They don't have enough of a push. They don't have enough of an understanding of the skill set for them to actually go out and execute consistently in the field. And that's where I come in. All right, I actually help guys. I structure out their day. I coach them while they're out in the field and they're on coaching calls with me. We hold them accountable and we push them through the infield coaching calls. That way you have the accountability, you have the push, you have the coaching that you need to consistently build the skill set in a minimal amount of time. So it's a very effective way to hold yourself accountable and to actually build the skill set so you could actually get out there and meet your dream partner without wasting time in your business or your career. And that's what I would recommend doing if you're a hyper successful guy. That's all for this video, guys. If you're interested in working with me directly, you could click the links down below. I'd love to help you make this a very efficient but effective process in your day-to-day, because I know what it's like spending years spinning your wheels, not landing the quality of dates with women that you want, but more importantly, losing time and energy, being frustrated, watching videos like this, and then being in your business, and then you go out and you have nothing going on in your dating life. That sucks. All right, so if you're a guy, either you start doing this by yourself right now, or if you want to save time and money, you could click the link down below. I'd love to help you make a transformation. That's all for this video, guys. See you in the next one. Peace out. Let's go.